What's up, everybody? How are you doing today? Double Daddy here from tokenpathways.com. Hope you're having a lovely day today. The weather is great where I am. I hope it is where you are too. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Helps out with our algorithm, helps out with your algorithm, and it lets you find us a little bit easier. Now, as you can see today, prices are a little down. The prices were really up yesterday, and this is generally what will happen, is a little evening out. However, these are what the prices look like today. It's amazing what one day can do in this space. Yesterday, we covered an article on Tron's founder, Justin Sun, taking on an advisory role within SRN, and that company rebranding into Tron Inc. So yesterday's article focused on, the legitimacies of this, and it calmly mentioned Eric Trump in the same sentence with Justin Sun. And today we see a slightly different tune. So we see that the existing company, toy maker SRM Entertainment, announced it will rebrand as Tron Incorporated and adopt a treasury strategy centered on TRX token, the native cryptocurrency of the Tron blockchain. Now, they're looking at this as a reverse merger, and we've seen stuff like this happen in the past. We'll get there later, but for now, this is not the first time we've seen one company purchase another company, or at least purchase an interest in another company. We mentioned yesterday that this reverse merger is backed by a $100 million private investment, potentially rising to $210 million if the warrants are fully exercised. And like I mentioned earlier, Justin Sun will serve as an advisor on this new company board. Tron's strategy puts the TRX token to the test as a corporate reserve asset, while Bitcoin has gained traction on public balance sheets. TRX is much more thinly traded, centrally controlled, and closely tied to the company itself. Now, we get into numbers down here eventually, but I think that this is a valid point. This is a thinly traded product in comparison to Bitcoin, with no treasury experience yet, and involving the the founder of this project and I believe he's got a majority of these tokens. Don't quote me on that, but I know he's got a good sum of them. So with Justin Sun on the board, and they're using his asset, I mean, there's questions to be asked here. As I like to say, there's more research required. So Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, popularized the aggressive Bitcoin acquisition playbook that inspired global firms to follow suit in the hopes of reversing the fortune of its slumping shares. So that's what it looks like is happening here, only instead of using Bitcoin, they're using Tron token. Now, this isn't the first time that folks have used, or companies have used, other assets other than Bitcoin. So we've got examples of Ether and Solana and XRP being used as treasury assets as well. And we've covered these items in this channel before. But what they're saying here is that announcing a crypto treasury strategy is no longer a guaranteed path to a soaring stock price. So I'm not sure if that's the intent of the digital reverse merger happening. But we talked about this yesterday as well. Trident Digital Tech shares fell after it announced an XRP treasury plan. So we see that just because you do announce that digital currency treasury doesn't mean you're going to see real world gains, at least not right away. So we've got Justin Donathan, head of sales at token launch and distribution platform Liquify. And he's mentioned to Cointelegraph that Michael Saylor, has a lot of experience with structured products, being a listed company, financial legality and processes, and now long-standing process for crypto flows and a clear investor offering. A lot of these newer vehicles do not. And he's correct. Now, I wonder if that's part of why they brought Justin Sun onto the council or onto the board as an advisor, because maybe he lends a little bit of credibility. Now, it is worth mentioning, and I'm gonna quote Jamie Elkala, marketing chief at BitGet Wallet. He says the company is essentially holding its own equity-like asset as collateral, and this is circular and risky. So you gotta take a look at what's being said here, because if you replace this asset with Bitcoin, then we don't have a problem. We've got liquidity, we've got usage, we've got use cases. If you were to replace, and I mean, this is temporarily, just for argument's sake, if you were to replace Tron with the United States dollar, you've got liquidity, and you would be okay there. It wouldn't be a problem short term. However, we're going to get into the numbers, and I think they're right here. Yes, despite Tron's announcement, TRX recorded a 24-hour trading volume of just 1.75 billion as of June 17th, far below Bitcoin's 34.3 billion and trailing other treasury coins like XRP and Solana. Now, I agree here as well. Tron is far from a ghost chain, and it does boast one of the most active ecosystems in the industry. Not just that, there is a massive, again, it's right there. It says Tron's been around, and it plays a major role in stablecoin flows. Tron is, in fact, currently the second largest network for stablecoins, with the largest circulation footprint of Tether's USDT. Tether is the largest stablecoin by market cap right now. So this isn't a nobody chain. This is a fairly decent chain. It's in the top 20 for market capitalization, and it's worth mentioning that if this was done without Justin Sun as an advisor, this might look a little more legitimate. I hate to say that, because I think in any other situation, bringing on a founder with this kind of experience is a positive play. But when this founder has this much sway with your treasury token, it's kind of like bringing in Donald Trump to run your US dollar treasury right now, because anything the guy says can influence what's going on. And that's not necessarily what you're looking for when you're locked into a stable treasury asset. Now, the most interesting part of this to me is that yesterday we did make a connection between Eric Trump and this company. And in the last 24 hours, Eric Trump has since denied any public involvement with Sun's new venture. However, again, he does have a connection with Dominari Securities, the broker-dealer serving as an exclusive placement agent for the deal. In February, Eric Trump and his brother Donald Trump Jr. joined Dominari's advisory board. Now, if you're not looking at the screen, we've got a lovely photo here of Justin Sun with Eric Trump, taken at Token 2049 in Dubai. I mean, these guys do know each other. There's connections to be made. They can easily pick up the phone and chat. Clearly. So this is worth more research. It's cool. I mean, on the level, it's cool to see more and more digital assets being adopted, but you have to question what's really happening when you bring the founder in as well. Again, have a look on your own time at more research. It's very easy to do. Take 5 minutes. We're going to move on to what should be bigger news than it is right now. We're talking yesterday about, maybe it was the day before, we were talking recently about how the XRP blockchain is going to start using the EVMOS stack and have a side chain that's involved with Ethereum. Now, here's another connection between XRP and Ethereum and DeFi. So we've got Flare's Networks Bridging Technology and F-Assets are bringing institutional and retail XRP holders into DeFi, tapping a massive pool of idle liquidity. Despite its popularity, XRP has remained largely absent from decentralized finance or DeFi because of the technical limitations of the XRP ledger or the XRPL. So the XRPFI, a DeFi ecosystem centered on XRP, aims to narrow that gap. It leverages the Flare network's bridging and smart contract technology to bring XRP into the realm of programmable finance. So we're going to start linking fast speed transactions with a full stack layer 1 blockchain that was built to complement XRP. I remember Flare, when it first came out, you got an airdrop depending on how many XRP you held. So these two networks are clearly designed to work together. And they're designed for data-intensive, well, Flare network is designed for data-intensive applications. So we've got this crucial bridge connecting fast payments to the DeFi ecosystem. At the heart of Flare's infrastructure is F-Assets, a system that creates fully collateralized representations of these assets. And one notable example is FXRP, a wrapped version of XRP that enables holders to deploy their XRP in DeFi protocols within Flare's network. So when you look at what you can do with a token in DeFi, that you instantly have to say, can I stake XRP or at least wrapped XRP, whatever the token is going to be, FXRP. Can I stake this? And right away the answer is yes. By staking XRP, holders receive TXRP, a liquid staking token that represents a claim on the staked FXRP. So right away, this is humongous news. You can stake XRP. Right now, you can go and do it. Depending on your confidence level with the Flare network, you can do it. And depending on that confidence level, you determine how much you do it with. This setup allows XRP holders to unlock native-like staking yields on an asset that otherwise doesn't support staking, enabling passive income without sacrificing liquidity. I think I know what I'm doing after this video. That was a quote from Max Luck. Except I added a little bit at the end there. Moving on. Max Luck is the head of growth at Flare. We're going to move on and say institutions are showing growing interest in XRPFI. Digital money platform Uphold, which holds over 1.8 billion XRP, has signaled plans to engage with this ecosystem, while Nasdaq-listed Vivo Power recently announced a 100 million XRP deployment on Flare as well, underscoring how major players are validating and accelerating the momentum of XRPFI. There's a lot of abbreviated words in this article. With XRP's market cap exceeding 130 bill, directing even a fraction of that liquidity into DeFi could unlock a significant new capital source for the broader ecosystem. And I have to agree with that statement. This is a number 3 token by market cap. And if we can access DeFi services using this token, a lot of people can make a lot of money. Or a lot of people can earn a lot of tokens. Got to watch how we say these things. Flare's technology expands XRP's utility, encouraging greater participation from both institutional investors and retail holders. It appeals to me. I have to tell you, it appeals to me. So we can move on. I'm not going to go through the whole process, but it's there. Okay, it's there. XRP staking is a big deal. It's big news, and I hope we see more analysts covering this particular item. I do see a lot of coverage on the recent Persist collab to try and get the side chains that are on testnet linked to run in parallel with live chains. So that's exciting too. However, I mean, if these two work in lockstep, then I think you may have solved liquidity. You may have solved interoperability. And I think that you've opened a lot up institutional investment on a massive scale here, because we all know institutions really like XRP. Okay, the last article of today is going to focus on something different. Russian authorities bust a truck-based crypto mine draining village power. So I'm going to mangle a lot of the locations in here. I apologize. But Russian authorities found 95 mining rigs. I tried to find out which ones. I couldn't find out the models. But 95 mining rigs and a mobile transformer in a Chem AZ truck illegally tapping power meant for a village in Buryatia, inside Russia. Authorities in Russia's Republic of Buryatia have uncovered an illegal crypto mining operation hidden inside this truck, siphoning electricity meant for a nearby village. Discovered during a routine power line inspection in the Baikalsky district, the unauthorized setup was drawing hydro from a 10 kilovolt line, enough to supply a small village, according to the Russian state-owned news agency TASS. Now again, I couldn't find out the exact specifications on these mining rigs, but they found 95 rigs inside this truck, and a mobile transformer station as well. 2 individuals believed to be connected with the operation fled the scene in an SUV before police arrived. This marks the 6th case of electricity theft linked to crypto mining in this region since the start of the year. Authorities have warned that illegal connections disrupt local grids, causing voltage drops, overloads, and potential blackouts. Now, I'm going to assume that's the truck. Yeah, that's what the caption said. That's the truck right there. Looks like possibly a very old army truck, certainly a very old cargo truck. Now, what I'm gathering here is that if there was 2 individuals near it with an SUV, I'm going to say that's muscle. At least that's my guess. We've got muscle guarding this crypto mine, and if it wasn't authorized representatives showing up, they probably weren't leaving. So this tells me that there's probably some organization happening here. I mean, it would take one exceptional individual to put this operation together. It's got to be at least a team, probably an organization. So reading between the lines on what I'm seeing here, especially since it's the 6th case, it makes you wonder how profitable these mines are, especially since they're not paying for hydro, and B, operating with impunity until they get caught by authorities. So, I'd like to be a fly on the wall, when whoever is operating these is talking about their profit margins. I would be very interested to see how this is profitable, because they've lost 6 so far this year. And if you lose 95 rigs plus a mobile transformer 6 times in 6 months, conservatively, that's tens of thousands of dollars in every time you lose a truck. I would say conservatively, that's probably $50,000 a loss. So how many of these trucks are out there? How many are mining with impunity? How long have they been running for? This is a very interesting story, and it's part of why I joined this company to explore these interesting articles. I mean, you're not going to hear about what's a good example? You're not going to hear about a bread truck driving around a local community just selling to houses. You're just not going to hear about that. But you're going to hear about a crypto truck that's planted and locked in like an illegal grow-op and mining with human guards likely. And it's fascinating. There's got to be a story here. This could even be a movie. Just this article alone gives you enough fodder to sit back and have a creative conversation about what kind of story you could tell with this one. It's intriguing. And I'm happy to be able to bring this to you because it's original. Although maybe 6 times less original than I thought. So, today we're going to summarize and say we've got some red in the market. We've got a very big 24-hour shift in how the market is perceiving the Tron treasury with SRM and the reverse merger. We've got a secondary bridge, or rather a secondary link, which is now a bridge between XRP and the DeFi ecosystems that they were previously not linked through the Flare network. And we've got, Florida man does whatever, only this time it's Russian company does whatever. I think it's pretty fun to be in this space and bring you these articles. Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. I love being able to sit and talk with you and bring you interesting information. It's fun to sit back and look at where things are headed. And I wish that we'd have more of a real-time conversation. So I'm thinking maybe we'll have a live at some point. But I'm trying to figure out where the best spot to do that would be. So reach out, talk to these guys at tokenpathways.com. You can reach them on YouTube, X, Discord, TikTok, the website. You can send them an email. Please reach out. And if you want to have something covered, we'd love to cover it for you. Thanks again for joining us today. This is Double Daddy, your friendly neighborhood Double Daddy, on behalf of tokenpathways.com. Go out and have an amazing day. Be your very best self. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.